In a world where cat people ate regular human guys. I don't know what I'm going with this. Anyways, you guys are here for Tintin, specifically Tintin and the Secrets of the Unicorn. And to my knowledge, it's the book with the most adaptations, and I'm going to be comparing this fucking old TV series and the, I want to say, early 2000s Tintin movie. I will also be talking about Red Rackham's treasure because that's the thing that gets adapted in the series but not in this movie, so yeah. Yeah, let's just get started. Please like and subscribe. Come on, guys, please. Help your brother out. Come on. So both adaptations pretty much just start off at the same place, except in the movie, Tintin's getting a painting made of himself and Snowy notices the pickpocket. But in the series, he's kind of just looking around. Also in the series, Thompson and Thompson, the two detectives, show up where Tintin is, but in the movie, they are nowhere to be seen. Well, nowhere to be seen in the opening, not the entire movie. Also in the series, they argue about who's gonna buy the model boat a lot more. Tintin's like, oh, you bitch, it's already been sold. Now get out of my face. And the other's like, come on, man, cook it, beats broke. Well, in the movie, Tintin's kind of just like calm and collected. He's like, sorry guys, it's already been sold, so, After the scene when Tintin goes to his apartment in the series, he considers giving this model ship to Captain Haddock. Well, because he already knows him in the series, but in the movie he doesn't know him and he starts investigating the ship and the story about the, Haddocks. In both the movie and the series, Snow still breaks the ship, but in the movie he does it chasing around a cat, not doing whatever the fuck he was doing in the series. They don't show it. So yeah, in the movie, after Tintin comes back from the library and sees that his shit's been jacked, he goes to this weird creepy old mansion and breaks in. He almost gets his ass eaten by a dog, which Snowy friendships, and he gets knocked out by an old man. I don't remember his name, I'm just gonna call him Alfred. Every old man butler is now Alfred. So yeah, after finding the ship and getting knocked out, he figures out that it's not his ship, and Zachary is like, you should go home after, Tintin does his reporter thing, and he does. The series, after Tintin gets home and realizes that his shit's been jacked, he does go to Zachary's house, but it's like a fucking apartment, and he does find the model ship, but like he doesn't get knocked out by Alfred. In the series, Barnaby, that guy that gets shot, is working for like the Bird Brothers, the one of the bad guys in this story, right? But in the movie, he's working for the FBI and the Interpol. Also in the movie, he dies, but like in the series, he doesn't die. There's not even blood, dude. So I guess they shot him with like cotton or like rubber bullets or pellet guns or some shit like that. Also in the movie, Zacharin plays a much bigger role. He's like the main antagonist. He's like the descendant of Red Rackham who wants to get revenge on Haddock because of what Haddock's ancestor did in the past to his ancestors, some and shit like that. But in the series, he's kind of just a guy who likes collecting boats, I guess. He gets his shit jacked and she kind of just doesn't show up for the majority of the story. So when Tintin gets kidnapped, he gets taken to the ship that's heading to like Begar, and they only kidnapped him because he has a part of the scroll that tells them where the treasure of the unicorn lies, and that's where he meets Haddock. In the movie, Haddock is like drunk as shit and he doesn't remember anything about what his ancestor told him about the treasure of the unicorn, blah 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 blah. But in the series, he kind of just recognizes the unicorn and he tells Tintin that yeah, it's his ancestors. Then they find like this book or a box or some shit that tells them exactly what happened in the past, dude, and where to find the unicorn and shit, like the treasure. In the movie, he kind of just slowly has to remember what his grandfather told him about the stories of the unicorn, as they try to uncover the mysteries of where the treasure is. When he gets shot. Series, when Tintin gets kidnapped, it's they take him to like this fucking mansion area where they lock him in the room, not a ship out to sea. They also do not go to Bagar in the series, so yeah. Also, the only reason the Bird Brothers kidnapped Tintin is because they thought he was the pickpocket that was going around stealing wallets. The wallet that the pickpocket stole has the 3 or 2 parchments that have, the coordinates to the treasure, Red Rackham's treasure. Also, when frickin' Snowy chases the guys that kidnapped Tintin, in the movie he's like a fucking secret agent, he can know all this stuff and he finds him. But in the series, he kinda just like doesn't catch them, then he follows their scent or some shit, and then he finds the mansion, something like that. In the movie, after Tintin and squad get back home from Bagar, Zacharin and Haddock have this epic fucking anime fight with like cranes and shit. And then they take Zachary down, and they follow the coordinates on the 3 parchments, and it leads them back to that creepy mansion where Tintin almost got his ass eaten, by the dog. They find the treasure of the unicorn after getting back to that mansion, and a piece of a map that tells them where the rest of it is underwater. But they don't actually, do anything past the end credits because the movie is over, and I'm pretty sure there's no adaptation of Red Rackham's treasure. An adaptation that's just like this movie anyways. But in the series, they annihilate the Bird Brothers and follow the coordinates of the 3 parchments, and that's where they meet Professor Calculus, whose technology they use later on to go deep underwater and find, and they find the unicorn using a shark submarine thingo. But before doing all that, they do go to the island where Sir Francis was stranded for like, I wouldn't say a few years. They don't find shit there, so they decide to go underwater. Yeah, Tintin goes underwater, he finds a couple of artifacts, but he doesn't find anything too special, and then he finds a couple of documents, and then they go home because they're sad and shit, and they didn't find anything too special, also they think. But when they get home, Professor Calculus, the absolute mad lad, decides it's a good idea to analyze the fucking documents that they found, dude. And he figures out that there's more to those documents than just fucking writing and shit. That, it tells them where the treasure is, dude. That's where they go to Spike's Hall, I think. Yeah. And then they find the treasure just like they did in the movie, the same way, right? And then like they sell every artifact they find, they become rich and shit. If it wasn't for Professor Calculus, dude, these guys, these dumbass people, these absolute fucks would have just gotten nothing, dude. This is the same guy they treated like shit after they met him for the first time, man. The same guy. Anyways, that's about the end of this video. Please like and subscribe, come on guys. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Fla 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 fla.